do 'em like that.
Watching another episode of Highly Respected with yours truly, Miss Streetz, and I have a very special guest who I happen to know well, but I haven't seen him in so long. Magnedo7, what's good?
What's good with you? What's good?
Yes, I'm good. I'm good. I'm so happy to see you. You still look the same, still looking good, still working.
Likewise. Likewise.
Yes. So I didn't even introduce you like I should. So Grammy Award Winning Producer, songwriter, podcaster, the whole list goes on.
Look, you can end with Nito/Mike.
Yes, exactly. Definitely. But I just wanted to, let the people know that for those who don't know. So we're here to talk about a couple of ebooks that you have out now that I think are really dope. I was only able to check out one, which was the Recession Prep Kit.
Okay.
So talk about that and why you decided to release that information for people.
You diving in deep quick. So I decided to do the Recession Prep Kit just from living through the first recession, right? The first recession for me was '08, between '08 and I'm going to say 2010, like that gap. And I went from, which I thought I was balling at the time. But I had 2 whips, had a condo with a baby grand piano in the front room. Some of the ones that might watch this interview and be like, yeah, I remember that baby grand. But I went from having all of that stuff to losing it all the way to zero, staying at my grandmother's house.
Wow.
Where I started doing music from the jump, right? And the crazy thing is that was the space where I met Ty Dolla $ign and Mustard and Rhapsody, and all of them were coming to my grandmother's house in North Carolina, right? So I tell people I had to take that step back to take a few steps forward, and it was necessary. But all of the time in between, I started learning business and money principles that would get me from, I don't talk about money on the internet, but get me from, I don't say lying musician, I'll say fabricating musician, to actually living the dollar amount that I'm talking about or writing songs about.
Right.
And that was just pure. I say a little bit of, I say God. I give God a lot of that credit, but a lot of it was just good business principles, good money practices that I was able to now put in a book and let other musicians and songwriters know this is how you can make some bread until you get that big break. If the big break don't come, this is how you pay for the big break to come.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. Like I said, the book is very informative, dope book. I love it. And then you have another one for producers, Magnedo7 Playbook to producers, production. Yeah. Volume 1. Talk about that. And then how important is, the things that's in the book for producers.
So, okay, Playbook to production is kind of like the how to produce for dummies. That's like my version of that. And that really came from getting 1,000 inboxes, either about what do I need to buy my son, or what kind of like equipment should I set him up with? What kind of courses should I get him to do? And I developed the book because I got tired of answering that question over and over. And my plan for that is also to do like updates, because of course we're in the music business / entertainment business, and technology keeps moving.
Right.
So that's why it's just a volume 1 for now. When I see that there's a new Logic or a new Pro Tools or whatever is necessary, I'll do a volume 2 to kind of update people.
That's cool. And then you also had a workshop for artists. So with the book for producers and the workshop for artists, a lot of people don't give free game. So I want to ask you personally, like, what is it that makes you actually give free game to people?
Okay. Again, loaded questions. Uh, I started giving people free game because I didn't get free game. The game that I learned was, I can't say, I'm not saying the labels because some of them I got good relationships with now. But some labels I would notice, okay, when I would get a production check or I would get called to a studio, why didn't I get paid until an album came out or they picked the song? Mm-hmm. Why? Mm-hmm. Or why is it when I have an artist in the studio, I have to talk to their manager and their manager controlled everything? Mm-hmm. Why? These are questions I just wanted to know. And then, like I said, now knowing business, mm-hmm. Oh, they're kind of your handler. And you have to have a handler now because you don't know how to do business.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, no, I don't want to keep devaluing the business by not educating artists and producers. Mm-hmm. I think that's the only issue. Right. When it's us creatives can do what we can control, mm-hmm. and money is the one thing, just money is big when you don't have it.
Right.
Money is big when you don't have it. But when you got it, and that's the only thing standing between your art getting to the masses, mm-hmm. get money.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
So that's what prompts me to give free game. And then I coach people too. Mm-hmm. And I coach people that do anything from donut shops to traditional like music business stuff, mm-hmm. or artists. Another reason why I gave free game because most artists are broke.
Right.
You know, and they can't afford a $500 coaching call for the month.
Right. That's what these people charging.
Right. I mean, that's what I charge.
Right.
It's like if you can't afford that, then let me at least try to give you 30 minutes of my time per week.
Right.
Free.
Right. That's cool. And that's definitely dope. Like I said, so let's just talk a little bit about you being a producer. Of course, we know there's different softwares and things now, and a few years ago there was just hardware. So what do you prefer, analog or digital?
I prefer. I'm cheating. I'm a cheat. Okay. I prefer the sound of analog, mm-hmm. but the easy distribution of digital, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
I think it's an easy way for producers to produce. Like, okay, easy way to break it down. When I first started, I'm dating myself too, but in the 90s, mm-hmm. in the 90s, I had this thing called the 4-track tape recorder or the 4-track recorder, right? You record 4 tracks on the tape, then you flip the tape over, then you record 4 more tracks. Now you got 8 tracks.
Right, that's it.
Right? And I remember how difficult that was. If you get the wrong tape, then you got to redo something. So then you go to digital, the introduction to digital. And this might be nerdy, so you can cut some of this out if you need to. But we got to the introduction of digital with the rolling devices and all that stuff, and you can record 16 channels on digital, but you still couldn't see it on the computer screen. You had a little screen that big with 16 channels, and you got to record all the way to the end. If you mess up, you got to go back and record it
all over, right?
Right. But the sound was always good, and then we introduced to Pro Tools, and this is like I can hear what I'm producing, I can manipulate it to sound analog, and I see it. Like I see exactly what I'm recording on these. I got a few screens, but I see it on the screen. Thank you.
That's a good answer, though. You know, because some people normally pick one. So, I mean, that's definitely a good answer. So, I like it. So, with everything that you have going on, like, how do you stay motivated, or what's your inspiration to just keep going for so long and still doing so much?
The renegade in me keeps me going. I noticed again, I can remember from the beginning of my time, my introduction to music. I was in middle school telling people, come to my house and we can record a song. I was trying to record songs in middle school. And I've always shied away from anybody controlling anything that I do. And so happens, the way the entertainment business is set up, it's made to take advantage of the creative.
Right.
So I feel like I'm one of the only ones to help offset what's coming up, like what's about to happen. Because every time, like I did the thing about the 360 deal on my first, on the last night's live, right? And a lot of people like, I never thought about it from that perspective. Like, it's smart. 360 deal is great if the creative started it first.
Right.
But then we got into NFTs, and I'm like, yo, all they're gonna do is figure out a way for the big business to monetize it, and then we're gonna be on the back end because we don't have a hedge against it.
All right.
All of those things over and over is what pushes me. Like, I'm gonna be a producer. I'm gonna still be Fi. I'm gonna still be Quincy Jones' son. Like, I'm gonna be me regardless.
Right.
When it comes to just educating who's next, like they are the next business, you know?
Right. Definitely. You're right. So, huh?
Now go ahead.
Okay. No, so what's new? What's next, I should say. Are you plan on dropping any more books or musically? What's going on? Let us know.
Okay, so I put it on here. I tell you.
You
It's
gotta
cool.
tell me. You know, listen, I had all exclusives and still do. So you gotta tell me.
So I'm working because I started getting into real estate and flipping houses, and like I'm a general contractor too. So I started getting into that in 2015 to 17. And put it this way, my first introduction to the music business, well, not first, but my first big placement made me 25,000 for the beat, right? My first flip made 30,000 in 1 month. Less time.
Right. Wow. Yeah.
So what I'm doing now is blending the two together. I'm working on a content creators Coliseum circuit. So I'm getting hedge fund guys, I'm getting some real estate guys together and have them invest in actual venues. So we don't get charged the Live Nation prices when we want to have concerts. But with that hedge fund, artists and content creators will be able to invest in it, and they get dividends per month too to help fund their careers.
That's definitely cool. That's
so
dope. Yeah.
that's one thing. And then of course I'm building out my network, so I'm going to be looking for more hosts for the Mad Lucrative Network, because I'm going to be the old guy at some point, and I'm going to just be talking. So I'm always just looking for talent. I got one show that I might be picking up. They're doing like everything that's hot in Atlanta, like all nightlife stuff.
Right.
And I'm looking at them. I might pick them up for the network, but I'm working.
Cool. Dope. You, like I said, you always working, so that's definitely dope. And give everyone your social media, whether it's YouTube or Instagram, whatever it is that you use, so that they can contact you, check out the ebooks and whatever else content you may have out there.
Okay. Well, I will give them, since it's I don't know your demo, but if it's the youngins, just come to Instagram. Come to Instagram. I'll be right there for you for a big hug. And it's Magnedo7, Magnedo, Magnedo #7 well, it's everywhere. TikTok,
Right.
Instagram,
They can
everywhere.
Google it at the end of the day. They'll find you.
I don't like to say that. I was told I sound Hollywood when I say that. So
Well, I mean, that's, legitimate. Like, if you're looking for something, you Google it or you search it on the web. So. And before you go, like I said, we know each other for a while, but I never asked you where you get your name from. Like, how'd you come up with that name, Magnedo7? And what does it mean?
I didn't come up with the name.
Okay.
Um, okay, so my original name was Prince Nightheat. Failed. Then it was King Titus.
Mhm.
Failed.
Wow.
And I got a buddy of mine, shouts out to Knowledge One in North Carolina. We were in a group, and he was like, "Yo, you like Magneto from the X-Men.
Mm,
Like, make anything with your mind. Like, you be doing a soul beat, and you go to some hip hop, then you go to some trap joints. So like, I've heard everything. So I was like, Magneto, that's pretty cool. And
right.
then the 7 just came for my birthday, November 7th. And then number of completion, and then some other stuff.
Right.
Then,
Good
you
old
know,
number 7.
yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, well, I needed to know that. So I'm glad you told me that. But thank you for definitely stopping by, taking the time out to talk to me and promote all your projects that you have going on. And I wish you nothing but the best with everything you got and
Well,
everything.
I appreciate it.